All right, so you ever get that feeling like, okay, next week, that's it. I'm really going to turn things around. Or maybe it's more like, one day I'm finally going to get my act together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something most of us can relate to, that desire for a fresh start, that sense that things could be better.
It's like we're always on the verge of this big change, ready to make a leap. But then somehow life just gets in the way.
Yeah, life has a way of doing that. It
Yeah.
throws curveballs and demands our attention. And sometimes that initial motivation just kind of fizzles out.
Totally. It's like that get up and go, just gets up and goes.
But what if I told you that making a real change, moving forward in a meaningful way, could actually start a lot sooner than you think?
That's a really intriguing idea. The notion that you don't need some massive overhaul to make a real positive shift.
Right, not a month-long crazy detox or anything.
Yeah.
Today we're diving into this really interesting 7-day plan. Just 1 week.
Just 1 week, a concentrated burst of effort designed to kickstart some real improvement. And it's not about some magic solution or anything. It's more about practical research-backed stuff. Little daily actions that anyone can do.
Exactly. Small actions that add up over time to create some serious positive change.
So our mission today is to really break down the core steps of the 7-day plan and help you understand how to get that change underway quickly. So day one, it all starts with something super fundamental,
Sure.
your mindset.
That's right. Day one is all about the power of your mindset, taking control of your thoughts and recognizing just how much influence they have.
Okay, so day one is about recognizing how much your mindset really impacts everything you do. And there's tons of research backing this up.
Absolutely. There's a lot of fascinating research on this, like the work coming out of Stanford University, which has been hugely influential.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that the Stanford research really highlights this key difference between having what they call a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset.
Right. So growth mindset is the belief that your abilities, your intelligence, they're not fixed. They can actually grow and develop.
Yeah, with effort and practice. Exactly. People with a growth mindset, they see challenges as opportunities to learn and get better.
They don't see challenges as roadblocks or evidence of their limitations. They see them as chances to stretch themselves and grow.
It's about embracing the yet in, I can't do this yet. That's powerful stuff. So then you have the fixed mindset, which is the belief that your qualities are basically set in stone. You can't really change them.
And that can be a very limiting belief.
Totally. So day one of this plan kicks off with a really direct exercise. They want you to set aside some time, even just 10 minutes, to be brutally honest with yourself and write down all the negative beliefs that keep popping up. Those recurring thoughts, those nagging doubts.
It's about bringing those subconscious beliefs to the surface, making them conscious.
Yeah, let it all out. The plan gives some examples like, I'm not smart enough to succeed, or I'll never be fit. We've all had those kinds of thoughts, right? Have you ever felt anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. I think everyone has struggled with feelings of inadequacy at some point in their lives.
Totally. So you get those negative beliefs down on paper. That's the first part. Then comes the powerful part, maybe the trickier part. You take each of those statements and you rewrite it as a positive affirmation. You flip the script.
This is where the real work begins, actively reshaping those negative thought patterns.
Yeah, so instead of I'm not smart enough, it becomes I can learn anything if I put in the time and effort, and I'll never be fit becomes I can improve my health starting right now. It's just a subtle shift in language, but it can have a huge impact on your perspective.
Absolutely. It's about changing the narrative you're telling yourself.
And the idea is that your mind starts to believe what you consistently tell it. It's like training your brain.
Exactly. It's like creating a new pathway in your brain.
Like, think of it this way. Your brain is like a path in the woods. The more you walk a certain way, the deeper that path gets. So positive affirmations are like creating a new path, one that's less worn but eventually becomes easier to travel.
I like that analogy.
And there's this psychological theory called self-perception theory, which basically says that our actions and the things we repeatedly tell ourselves shape how we see ourselves over time.
That makes sense. We tend to believe our own hype.
And it's not just about feeling good in the moment,
Yeah.
right? It's about changing your beliefs, which then changes your actions. It's like a fundamental shift from the inside out.
Yeah, it sets the stage for everything else.
So then day two, we shift our focus from the inner world, your thoughts, to the outer world, your environment, both physical and digital.
Right. So yesterday was about your inner landscape. Today it's about your external environment.
Because a positive mindset in a chaotic environment is like trying to meditate during a rock concert. It's just not going to work.
Exactly.
So day two is about understanding how much your surroundings can affect your focus and your stress levels.
Mm.
And there's actually some really interesting neuroscience behind
Oh,
this.
yeah, tons. Like, there's a study by the Princeton Neuroscience Institute.
Yeah, the Princeton Neuroscience Institute, they did this study and they found that clutter actually competes for your attention. It makes it harder to concentrate and increases stress.
Yeah, it's like your brain has to work overtime to process all that extra visual information.
It's like trying to work at a desk
Yeah.
that's piled high with papers and random objects. Your brain's just trying to make sense of all that chaos.
It's called cognitive load.
Wow.
Clutter increases the amount of information your brain has to process.
So day 2 has a two-pronged approach. First is the physical declutter.
Right. Start with your workspace. Get rid of anything that's not absolutely essential.
Then move on to your entire living space.
The goal is to create a sense of calm and order.
A cleaner, more organized space can lead to a clearer, calmer mind.
Absolutely.
And we can't forget about our digital environments.
Oh my gosh, yes. That's a whole other world of clutter.
We are constantly bombarded with information, notifications, noise. It's completely overwhelming.
So true.
So the second part of day 2 is all about a digital detox. Unsubscribing from all those junk emails.
Yeah, finally get rid of those.
My inbox is a disaster zone. I know, right? It's like a constant source of low-grade stress.
And then there are all those digital hooks that are designed to keep you scrolling and clicking.
Oh yeah, think about social media. It's engineered to keep you engaged, even if it's not really serving you.
So the plan recommends deleting those time-wasting apps.
And organizing your digital files and folders.
It might seem like a small thing, but it can make a huge difference.
By the end of day 2, the goal is to feel lighter, more in control, and less stressed by your surroundings.
Both physical and digital.
Okay, so day 3. This one's all about establishing a powerful morning routine. How you start your day really sets the tone for everything that follows.
It's like setting yourself up for success.
And the benefits of a good morning routine aren't just anecdotal either. The Harvard Business Review found that people with set morning routines tend to be more productive, experience less stress, and have higher levels of motivation.
It's amazing how much of an impact your morning routine can have.
So let's break down what the plan suggests. So first, they recommend waking up just 30 minutes earlier than usual.
That extra time is crucial. It's time for you before the demands of the day take over.
No distractions allowed.
Exactly. It's your time to set your own agenda.
So next up is hydration. Just drinking a glass of water as soon as you wake up.
It sounds simple, but it really helps to kickstart your metabolism and energy levels.
It's amazing how much of a difference something so small can make.
It's the little things that add up.
And then there's movement. Even just 10 minutes of stretching yoga or a quick walk.
Just get your body moving, get the blood flowing.
It releases endorphins, boosts your mood, and sets you up for a more positive day.
And it doesn't have to be anything intense.
Exactly. Just a little bit of movement can make a huge difference.
Okay, so we've got hydration, we've got movement. What's next?
And finally, they recommend setting an intention for the day.
So what does that actually involve?
Basically, taking a few minutes to visualize what you want to achieve, what your goals are for the day, even the small ones.
It's about bringing focus and purpose to your day.
So the overall goal here is to transition from that feeling of being rushed and behind to feeling energized, focused,
Yeah.
and in control.
It's about starting your day on the right foot.
All right, I'm liking this plan more and more. So what comes next?
Day 4 is all about food. It's about understanding the connection between what you eat and how you feel.
Food as fuel, right? It's not just about eating healthy. It's about recognizing how food impacts your mood, your energy levels, even your clarity of thinking.
Yeah, there's a lot of science behind this.
Like there was this study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, and they found that diets high in processed foods were linked to feelings of tiredness and brain fog.
That makes sense. Processed foods often lack the nutrients our brains need.
So day 4 is about making simple changes, like swapping out sugary snacks for fruit or nuts.
Yeah, those are great swaps. They provide sustained energy without the sugar crash.
And they suggest replacing processed meals with options that are rich in lean protein and vegetables.
Think grilled chicken on a salad instead of fast food burger.
It makes a huge difference in how you feel and how much energy you have.
Absolutely.
And finally, they recommend cutting back on soda or even eliminating it altogether.
Opt for water, unsweetened tea, black coffee.
Those are your hydration heroes.
Exactly.
So the main message of day 4 is food is fuel. Nourish your body properly, and you'll have more energy, better focus, and an improved mood.
It's all connected.
Okay, day 5. This one's about something that I think a lot of people struggle with: time management.
Yeah, that feeling of time slipping away.
It's like, where did the day go?
Exactly. And it's often not about not having enough time. It's about how we're using the time we do have.
And there's research showing that being more intentional with your time can make a huge difference. The Journal of Applied Psychology found that planning your day can increase productivity by around 25%.
Wow, that's significant.
So structure and planning are key to minimizing wasted time.
Absolutely.
So how does the plan suggest we tackle time management?
The first step is to track how you're currently spending your time.
Like literally spy on yourself. Write down what you're doing at different points throughout the day. Or use a time tracking app.
You need to be honest with yourself about where your time is going.
Okay, so honesty is step one. What's next?
Then you need to identify your personal time wasters.
Those activities that aren't really serving you, mindless scrolling, binge watching, procrastination.
We all have them.
Once you've identified your time wasters, the next step is to implement a strategy called time blocking.
Time blocking is about pre-planning your day and allocating specific blocks of time for different activities.
Like work exercise, relaxation, personal growth,
It's about being proactive with your time.
instead of reactive.
Exactly.
So you're essentially creating a schedule for yourself.
But it's not about trying to cram more into your day. It's about being more intentional with the time you do have
It's about prioritizing what's truly important to you.
and making sure those things actually get done.
Okay, so we've covered mindset, environment, morning routine, food, and time management. What's next on our 7-day journey?
Day 6 is all about relationships.
Ah, yes, the people in our lives.
This day emphasizes how crucial those connections are for our happiness and well-being.
And for our physical health, too. Having a strong support system can make a world of difference.
Absolutely.
And there's actually some really compelling research on this. Harvard University did this massive long-term study on human happiness.
It spanned decades.
And they found that the #1 predictor of long-term well-being and health wasn't wealth or career success.
It was the quality of your relationships.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
It really highlights the importance of human connection.
So what does the plan recommend we do on day 6?
It's all about actively nurturing those relationships.
So call a loved one. Schedule a coffee date with a friend.
Just make an effort to connect.
It's about strengthening those bonds and reminding yourself that you're not alone.
And it makes the other person feel good too.
It's a win-win.
And don't forget to express gratitude.
Oh yeah, just a simple thank you can go a long way.
It makes people feel appreciated. And it boosts your own well-being too.
And finally, they recommend reconnecting with an old friend. Someone you haven't spoken to in a while.
Yeah, those reconnections can be so rewarding.
It's amazing how those small gestures can make such a big difference.
It's all about nurturing those connections.
All right, so that brings us to the final day, day 7. What's the focus for wrapping up this 7-day plan?
Day 7 is all about the future.
Looking ahead, defining your vision, setting goals.
Exactly.
After spending the past 6 days focusing on the present day, 7 is about consciously shaping the future you want.
And the first step is to write a vision statement.
Okay, so imagine your life a year from now. Where do you want to be? Physically, mentally, financially, emotionally, in your relationships. Really get specific. Paint a vivid picture in your mind, and then write it all down.
It's about creating a roadmap for your future.
Okay, so step 1 is to create that clear vision. What's next?
Then you break down that big vision into smaller, more achievable goals. Things you can actually work towards.
So you're not overwhelmed by the big picture. You have these tangible steps you can start taking.
And the plan really emphasizes the importance of action.
Like schedule that very first step towards each goal. And do it immediately, no matter how small it seems.
It's about building momentum.
And there's some really interesting research from Dominican University. They found that people who write down their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's amazing how something so simple can make such a big difference.
It's all about making those goals real tangible.
Okay, so there you have it. The 7-day plan to kickstart a better life. But it's important to remember that these 7 days are really just the beginning.
At a launching pad.
It's about building on that momentum and creating lasting change.
And that comes from consistency.
Consistency over perfection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about making those small changes day after day. That's what leads to real transformation.
So according to this plan, you can start living a more fulfilling life right now. It might only take a week to get the ball rolling.
It's about taking that first step.
Okay, so as we wrap up, take a moment to think about which day's focus resonated most with you. What's one small action you could take today to keep that momentum going?
It doesn't have to be anything huge. Just one small step in the right direction.
Okay, so now imagine waking up every day to the same routine, the same negative thoughts, the same unfulfilled desires. It's like you're stuck in a loop.
And the world keeps moving forward without you.
Or maybe it feels like the world is standing still, and you're the one who's stuck.
Either way, it's not a good feeling.
You look at your life,
Yeah.
and it doesn't quite match up with the vision you had for yourself.
The job, the relationships, the
Like
dreams.
you've settled for something less than what you're truly capable of.
And you know you can do better.
But you're not sure where to start.
It can feel overwhelming.
And you've tried to make changes before, but they never seem to stick.
It's like you take 2 steps forward and then 1 step back.
So if any of this resonates with you, please know that you're not alone.
Most people feel this way at some point in their lives.
That yearning for something more, that desire for change, it's a universal human experience.
That's what drives us to grow and evolve.
And while a complete life overhaul might seem daunting, the truth is that lasting change often starts with small steps.
Small, consistent actions taken day after day.
And as we've explored today, even just 1 week of focused effort can be a catalyst for real transformation.
So imagine dedicating the next 7 days to implementing some of the strategies we've talked about.
Imagine challenging your negative thoughts, creating a more supportive environment, establishing a positive routine, fueling your body with nutritious food, taking control of your time, nurturing your relationships, and defining a clear vision for your future.
That's a powerful week.
It's a week that could change your life.
And it all starts with that first step.
So what are you waiting for? The life you desire is within reach.
Take that first step today and start creating the future you deserve.